What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my movie channel, and thank you very much for joining me for this, my video of the top 5 worst films that I have seen this year. Quick thing to note is that I have not seen all of the movies that have come out in 2017, and one movie in particular, I didn't see Transformers 5, and I also didn't see 50 Shades Darker. So that's why they're not on this list, but I'm sure, without question, they would have made it if I had seen them. But I don't like torturing myself. I tend to not do that as much as is humanly possible. But I did see some pretty bad films this year, so here are my top 5. At number 5, I had the unfortunate pleasure of watching Amy Schumer try to be funny for 2 hours in Snatched, the horrible comedy that just failed on every level. It tried to be funny, it wasn't even, and I like my dirty jokes and boob jokes and dick jokes, but sometimes they just don't work, and in this movie it just didn't work. There was one bit in particular at the end with a dog that gave me a couple of chuckles, but otherwise Snatched was a movie that I just wanted to walk out of, and I forced myself to sit through it. Number 4 is the Emoji Movie. It was funny because I had said to a friend of mine, let's go and see the Emoji Movie just for fun, for shits and giggles, and see what happens, just to say that we saw it. And I remember walking up to the box office to get the tickets, and I said, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I want one ticket for the Emoji Movie. And the girl behind the counter couldn't contain her laughter, and she gave me the ticket, and I watched the Emoji Movie, and my God, you could tell this is just a movie, just a quick cash grab, just to target a certain demographic, and even the kids in the theater that I was watching it with were bored and restless. So if this movie made specifically for kids to target a certain age group fails at doing that one thing, it's like you had one job, Emoji Movie, you had one job. Number 3, we have the worst miscast probably of the year, Tom Cruise in The Mummy. Wow. This was a movie actually that I was getting kind of excited for. I actually enjoy the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies, and I thought, oh, Tom Cruise, I like Tom Cruise. Let's see what his Mummy movie looked like. And they tried to mix so many different genres, like action, comedy, horror, and all of them failed. And Universal made the colossal mistake of thinking, we can start a cinematic universe, we can be just like Marvel. And the problem is, when you start with that as your end goal, you often end up failing because you put the cart before the horse. And they came out with the Dark Universe logo that turned into the Universal logo at the start of The Mummy. And where's the Dark Universe now? Nowhere to be found. Number 2 is Ghost in the Shell. I actually ended up walking out of Ghost in the Shell. I just found Ghost in the Shell, while visually it looked really cool, and I had never seen the anime, so I didn't have any really high expectations for the movie at all anyway. But I just found the movie to be boring, bland, lifeless, dull performances, even by Scarlett Johansson, who's an actress who I really do like. This movie just, to me, it didn't work. It looked really cool visually, and it had some cool effects, but otherwise I found the story boring, not captivating, and I ended up walking out of Ghost in the Shell about halfway through. Number 1, we get to number 1. Number 1 has to be The Snowman. If within the first half an hour of your movie you can't get me interested enough to stay awake through the entire film, you're probably not doing it right. I fell asleep through a lot of The Snowman, and I woke up and the movie was still boring as shit, bad, and just horrendous. Val Kilmer's in this movie because why? Like, the ending of this movie is so unbelievably bad. The Snowman is undoubtedly has to be the worst movie I have seen this year so far. And I like murder mysteries. I like thrillers and movies like The Snowman in that genre, and wow, these are just 5 movies that for me, I guess the one thing these 5 movies have in common is that they all tried to do a certain thing and they all failed at that one thing or those couple of things massively. So guys, that is my top 5 worst movies of 2017. Thank you very much for watching. I do have a top 10 best films of the year already up on the channel. Check that out. What films did you see this year that you just hated? I know Transformers 5 and 50 Shades Darker will probably be on a lot of your list, but again, I didn't see those movies and I'm not going to, because why would I? Thank you once again very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time.